Thanks for watching the Beans and Dice. You're listening to the Beans and Dice podcast, a podcast about how we game.
Hey, folks! Welcome to the Beans and Dice podcast Thursday night live stream call-in show. Here we are, ready to go Thursday night, baby. Just when I thought you can get more Caucasian.
Oh yeah, well, I can white it up pretty good. I can get pretty white.
On that note, I'm gonna open up the phone line.
Yeah,
Get right to that phone line.
get us, off of Rob, and onto the phone line.
Let's get this phone number in. How do I?
Us on the Thursday night call-in show.
Oh, hey, there we are. We're back.
There we are. We're back. Oh, we went away. Okay.
No, I'm pushing buttons, trying to figure stuff out. So I'm going to hit this button here. I'm going to edit the name. I'm going to put the phone number for y'all.
Okay.
StreamYard is a service that we're testing out with now, and it lets us stream to Twitch, to Facebook, and to YouTube all at the same time.
And all the big boys.
618-7099 is the number.
Yeah.
We're going to put it up on this screen now. I'm not even sure exactly what that looks like on that end.
On the other end, on the watcher's end, on the viewer side.
Let's see here. Wayne says, on that note, time for Mitchell to call in.
30 seconds into the show, Mitchell gives the old laughing out loud. So
Oh, he is there. Look at him.
Yeah, he's there. He's watching. He's on it. There he is. Yeah, just got to show, got to prove it there.
I think I got the phone line going. I don't know. We'll see.
All
when
right,
they
Carlos
call
is
in.
playing around with technology, so I'll, again, our Thursday night call-in show for anybody who might be new to the show. Again, thanks for watching. We're here to talk about whatever you want to talk about. As usual, we've got a topic for the night. I can't say as usual, but do we already have a caller?
Yeah,
Oh, look at
Mitchell's
that.
calling.
Yeah, he's already calling in. All
But
right.
he's calling.
He cuts
I
off my
didn't
intro.
connect this phone to the mixer board.
Oh, so Mitchell,
So,
you're going to have
hang
to call
on,
us
Mitchell.
back. Sorry. He's going to hang up on you, but
Technology.
call us right back.
Okay, so I got to tell
gotta
this
get
thing.
Get that straight before you turn it on.
I
before you
want
hook
this
it up
thing
there.
to
Yeah.
go to this phone.
All right, Mitchell, you can complain in the chat.
Ay,
so.
Dios mío. How do I
Yeah.
do this? Incoming calls. I want it to be on the iOS device. All right, Mitchell, you can yell at me when you get on the phone with me. We're still working through this technology change.
Yeah, we got a topic tonight. Carlos has been playing around with designing some things. We're going to talk a little bit about pimping out board games, upgrades, cool stuff going on. He's got a laser cutter now, so he's cutting acrylic. He's burning pieces of wood, doing all kinds of cool stuff. So we got some examples of some things he's been working on that he's going to show off tonight, and then we're going to talk loosely about that. But as always, the Thursday night call-in show, we want to talk about whatever you've been up to. So don't hesitate to interrupt us. Call in, tell us what games you've been playing, what you've been hearing in the gaming news. Whatever you want to talk about is what we want to talk about. So
I found that funny. Just Mitchell calling, but it went to the wrong phone that I
Wrong
did not
phone.
connect to the
Didn't
mixer
connect.
board.
so yeah, we gotta fix that.
Yeah, I'm working on it. Bobby.
All right, working on it. All right.
Technology and whatnot.
All right,
All right, so it says it's set to the
Difficult
iOS
stuff.
device.
okay.
So yes,
There it comes.
There it is.
See if we got this thing hooked up right now.
Beans and Dice podcast. State your name and where you're calling from.
Oh, hold on. Sorry, Mitchell. We're not hearing you.
Try again, Mitchell.
Am I a joke to you?
There we go. That's exactly the lead-in we wanted. Now we got you. Now we can hear you.
Funny like a clown. Funny.
Funny, ha ha.
Listen,
funny.
there can't be memes about me calling in the first 30 seconds if the phone's not on in the first 30
Oh,
The
it was
phone
on.
was
It was
on.
on.
That's snafu.
Just
But I
technically wasn't-
connected the wrong phone to the mixer board, so you dialed the phone
Wasn't hooked
and
up
it was
right.
on. It just wasn't the phone connected to the mixer board.
This guy.
I gotta hire some engineers.
Potato. I'm sure Julian's around.
He's in his room playing some video games somewhere.
He sent him away.
Yeah,
How are you?
teenagers. I'm good. How are you? I was just talking to you. Was it last night, son? Or no, 2 nights ago, right?
Yeah, we recorded our podcast, which it's been like over a month
Oh,
since
wow.
we've done that.
Well.
Somebody's fault whose name is not Mitchell.
Oh, okay. Gotcha.
Hey, you say tomato, I say tomato. But no, we haven't been able to connect since the Sobo. I will tell the folks at home, right? I haven't really complained much about it too much, but I brought all my equipment with me to Louisiana. We took up precious cargo space in that minivan for all the equipment. I set up a full table, 4 microphones, 4 headphones, ready to go to record at any moment when anyone was ready.
Yeah.
But all I ever heard was, Let's play one more.
Let's
play
get
to
another
win
game,
game.
in. Let's get another game.
Let's get one more game
hold
in.
on, hold on.
Which is I was
Two
half of
things,
that.
Two things. First of all, we did use the equipment for the call-in show on Thursday night. Second of all, what we talked about was doing it after Sobo closed Sunday. We were sitting at Chili's, and you said, "Man, I'm tired. I just want to go to bed." I was 100% on board
I remember that.
to go back to your hotel and record, as was the plan, even though I had work the next morning.
Yeah.
But Carlos decided no.
He bailed. He pulled the plug on it.
Yeah, I had to drive back that next night. I did pull, but I had it set up for the whole weekend, ready to go at any moment we could have recorded, and we didn't. But we did last night. So you folks at home, stay tuned for Sunday. We're going to post our next podcast, which is going to include our recap, Mitchell and I's recap of Sobo 2020.
There you go.
2022.
Well, 2020,
2022.
but delayed to 2021, but then delayed
Delayed
again to
2022.
2022. So it's officially Sobo 2020.
Right.
Nice save. Yeah. Good try.
There you go.
So what have you been playing? What have you been up to?
So I played a new game last week, and I do have a little bit to contribute to the topic, but I wanted to bring up one new game first. You guys played Quacks of Quedlinburg?
Oh yeah,
yeah.
It's right
for
over
sure.
there.
Yeah, he's got it on the shelf here.
It's one of my
I-
highlighted games.
So I have shied away. Everybody around here has been talking about it since it came out.
Bring me the
But
copy.
I've
Rob.
always shied away from it because the name is just like crazy.
It's stupid.
It's just like
The name is
it's
stupid.
Judging a book by its cover.
Agreed.
Everybody that played with me the other night said, "Man, if they need to do some marketing and change this name, they'd get a lot more." But I
Yeah.
really enjoyed the game. It's very themed, so I'm sure Carlos likes it. So as you listen, if you don't know, you're basically like making this potion, and it's kind of like a bag builder, and you're pulling ingredients out, and it's kind of a push your luck kind of thing.
Right.
You want to make a potion with as many ingredients as you can, but if you pull too many of a certain ingredient, then like explodes, you know, there's many benefits, and then you're buying new ingredients that you put in your bag that have different powers.
Yep.
I thought it was a lot of fun. It reminded me a little bit of Orleans, but I like the theme better, and the push your luck aspect's kind of cool.
Yeah.
I just wanted to bring that.
It's
that
great
game up.
because Shut
I
Up and
don't
Sit Down just did a review
Yep, I did.
of their Alchemist expansion.
Yes.
The most recent expansion,
Yeah.
not the Witch's Brew, but the
Yeah, the
Alchemist
second one.
expansion, which I watched last night, and it got me thinking, gosh, I got to play this game
Play
again.
some more quacks. Yeah.
I feel like, Carlos, if anything you do to that game, you're going to cut out new ingredients with your Glowforge for
Actually,
upgrading.
no, because we're
That would be a
talking
lot of
pimping
fun.
out your games today, right? That's
Yeah.
part of my conversation
Yep.
today. And for Mitch, when
What a
you
nice
end up
segue.
watching this here, I want you to hear this. You hear
Yeah.
that? You hear that?
He's
You
got coin tokens.
Right.
Coin
This
holders.
is how you pimp out quacks. You go and buy, and I believe it's
Oh, you already have it.
21 millimeter coin capsules.
Coin.
So they're two pieces of coin capsule that
Oh, yeah.
encapsulate each cardboard piece.
Yep.
So then when you end up putting them in your bag, you get this nice plasticky sound.
But
and
is
then
it the same shape as that ingredient? The ingredient's almost like a puff.
it is. It's not a perfect
You just
circle,
bounce
Yeah.
around in there.
but it fits perfectly seated well inside of that coin
Yeah.
capsule,
It's
so it
tight.
doesn't shake around.
Very tight. And you got to get the upgraded bags because the old bags
Yes.
here, and one of the arguments is the original bags. The original bags have square corners. And so one of the things people have complained about in pretty much any bag builder, chit pulling out of a bag, is when you have square corners, sometimes you have a chit or two. I'll keep my language straight here. A chit
Watch
or
your
two
mouth.
that gets stuck in the corner and doesn't ever want to pull out of the bag. So, of course, Carlos has to go and upgrade to some nice rounded corners, flat bottom bags. So, yeah,
I like them flat bottoms.
flat bottom bags.
BGG
Flat bottom girl.
sells them, and they have screen printed pictures of all the different ingredients on them.
Yeah, that's nice.
And they come in each color for each player, so each player gets their own color to play with.
Real nice silky bags. Yep.
I'm pimp your game out. This is how you pimp it out for quacks.
Yep.
Coin capsules, upgraded bags.
For sure.
Good topic, Mitch. What else
So
you
on
got?
the topic of pimping out the game, so obviously in a perfect world, if I had all the money in the world, sure, I'd pimp out all my games all the way. And think of ones I saw at Dice Tower Retreat, like those little apple bottles of spice and Dune Imperium.
Yeah.
But of course, we're running unlimited resources. We live in on Earth, you know. So my preference is I'd rather just get a new game rather than pimp out an old game, unless the pimping out serves a function. So, for example, after the Empire, I backed the upgrade kit on GameFound because the little cubes that come with the retail edition, they don't stay on the walls very well, and so functionally it can make the game confusing. So I ordered the little miniatures. For Terraforming Mars, for example, I think now that there's an official one, but back before Broken Token was a buzzword, I ordered the Broken Token for Terraforming Mars for the player board because a single bump to the table and you have no idea what your production is.
Right.
So those kind of upgrades I can get behind if they're actually
Functional.
changing the game.
Yeah.
For Radlands, I 100% see why you need to have a player mat, because if you have like this grid you're playing to, and otherwise just kind of imaginary, it can be a little confusing. Same thing for like Paper Tales, that game you and I played, Rob, where they had like the front lines of the army at Sobo.
Yep.
So in those situations, I get it. In other situations, I'd rather spend my money just getting a new game. And I know that's probably not going to fit well with Carlos, but that's my 2 cents.
We were talking about that before the show started, and I told him that I was going to have to go on a little bit of a rant. So you stole my thunder a little bit, but that's fine. I mean, you said pretty much exactly what I say. That for me, with sleeving games, with upgrading games, we were talking specifically about Dune Imperium and the upgrade kit that came out for it. It didn't even include the game; it was just all the upgraded bits. And I want to say when that came out here a few months ago, it was like $85 or something. I think I picked up the original game. I think I picked up for like $60. So when it gets to the point where upgrading my game costs more than the game was to start with, I can't do it. I can buy another game for that amount. And, we were talking a little bit at some point, your game library is going to max out and you maybe just don't need another game. All of us have said that, and then we've all laughed hysterically afterwards. That's just a joke. But in any case, that's it's tough for me when I think about the investment. So I've done a little bit of blinging here and there on some things. Some nice metal coins. I'm a guy who appreciates nice metal coins, especially when you've got cardboard or plastic or something in a game. Doing some of those upgrades, but I'm gonna start leaning on this guy because he's been playing around online and learning how to do stuff. And again, we'll show off a little bit of what Carlos has been working on here. But he's got a nice new fancy machine, and so we're gonna work together to try to bling out some games here.
I don't know. I feel different, Mitch. I'm gonna argue with you on that one. I could buy another game, or I can find new ways to enjoy the current games I have.
Yeah.
And when you bust out the blinged out version of your game, I don't know, man. It's kind of like that. Just gonna lay it out there, like my copy's better than your copy. Just gonna drop it on the table like that.
Is it all about who's got the better copy? Really?
It's kind of that that showmanship. Like you show up and your scythe is fully blinged out. My scythe, right? Metal tokens. Your scythe, cardboard. My scythe, stickers on my meeples. Your side, just wood.
I don't know. I got to stick with
my site organized. Your site all messed up in the bottom of the box.
Yeah, exactly. But I'm gonna agree with Mitchell again. Unless it's functional, I don't see a whole lot. Again, I mean, I like my metal coins, like I said, but if it functionally does something to make the game better or easier or quicker, I'm on board 100%. But if it's just making my copy better than yours, I'm back to mechanics. I'm back to I'd rather a game play well than look nice. So.
I'll give you guys another example. I'm glad you agree with me, Rob. We tend to agree a lot.
Yeah,
so
we do.
You're my favorite of the two.
Oh,
but anyway,
I love you too.
Merchants of the Dark Road. I don't want to go on a tangent. That is an awesome game. I played it for the first time last week. It's my nominee for Game of the Year. Anyway, You can get a retail edition right now for I think $60. The Kickstarter, if you get it right now, it's maybe more than double that. Now, don't get me wrong. The Kickstarter version is amazing. You have these awesome metal coins, these 3D resin lanterns. The coolest thing maybe, so one of the victory points is money. And you're going to either get your money or like your prestige. The lower of your two is your base victory point value. So other people can't know how much money you have. So the base game comes with just a screen. The Kickstarter edition has these really cool like velvet bags, but they have like a flat, like a weighted bottom so that you can only see it from looking at the top of it, but it sits up. It's really, really cool.
Yeah.
It makes you really immersed more into the game, but I cannot, justify paying an extra $100 for those things. Like that's just crazy.
Merchants of the Dark Road, you said?
Yep.
Yes, dude, that game is awesome.
I think Jeremy had that one at Sobo, right?
He did, yep.
No, it was Jay's copy. Jay got it from his company. He works for Panda, but Jeremy's just came in, and I think I'm about to order mine as well.
Really, that good?
Jeremy has the full version. He paid a lot of money.
Huh. I know there. I watched a playthrough of the entire game when Dice Tower did it, and I know the guys over at Dice Tower didn't love it. They liked it. They didn't love it. They said there were a lot of little weird, nuanced, fiddly things that they didn't like about it. But it sounds like you're liking it quite a bit.
For me, it's that leap, Mitchell. Yeah. It's kind of like with Radlands. $17.99, you get the game in its entirety, or $75 and you get the blinged out game. That
Well,
leap.
that's why
That
I'm
leap
gonna
is
take
hard.
You up.
Yeah.
I agree. Hey, are you jumping on my side now, Carlos?
I'm with you, right? Retail copy, find some upgrades to make your game better instead of buying the full out. Because you could go buy the full out and then find out, like what Rob said, the game is fiddly.
Yeah.
There are issues with it. It's not as great as you thought. No, Ark Nova is not like Terraforming Mars. All these things come out after you play it. But if you already committed for the full-on 100% Kickstarter bonanza, it's too late. You already own the whole thing, and you just regret.
Yeah.
Yep. It's the fear of missing out situation.
Oh, yeah.
The Kickstarter. Yeah.
For sure. That's what it's all about.
Well, I've said my piece. Carlos even agrees with me a little bit, so I consider that a win.
Yeah.
Hopefully you guys get a lot more calls tonight. So let me go ahead and clear the line and troll you guys in the chat more.
Here's the great part, Mitch. If you never call again, you can call yourself undefeated when it comes to the phone calls.
Oh, God.
So he's telling you never to call again, basically, right? Huh?
Yeah, all right. Goodbye.
We will see you next
You'll
week,
regret
brother.
it.
Much appreciated.
Thanks, Mitch.
Bye.
Bye.
Yep.
All right, that's Mitchell from New Iberia, Louisiana.
Yep.
Which really, in my mind, is Lafayette from now on.
Lafayette, yeah.
yeah.
It's a half hour away. Come on.
We got to see Merchants Road on the table. It looked gorgeous. Beans and Ice Podcast. State your name. Where are you calling from?
Oh, hold on one second.
Here with Rachel.
There we go.
And
The
it's
Stephen
great
and
to be on the
Rachel, is that
podcast with
right?
you.
Stephen and Rachel?
Stephen and Rachel. How you doing, Carlos? How you doing, Rob?
Good. Sorry, we had another little technical glitch there, so we missed the first 5 seconds of what you were saying. That's why
But I
Carlos
caught
was
it.
recapping.
It
What
was
do you got?
Stephen
Okay.
and Rachel.
So there we go.
Where are you from, Stephen and Rachel?
Stephen and Rachel. Well, so I'm from Tampa, and Rachel's from Orlando, but we're both in Tampa right now.
Awesome.
Oh, locals. We appreciate that.
Yeah.
What do you got going on? We're talking about blinging our games that we love and how we've blinged them out. What topics do you have for us?
Oh, absolutely. Well, so it was really funny that your topic is blinging out games, because right now Rachel and I are blinging out our friend Michelle's copy of X-Men United. We're painting up all the minis.
Nice.
And that's, you were talking, I'm sorry, go ahead.
No, it's on you. It's your show now.
So you were talking about components that are meaningful for upgrading, and I absolutely think that minis are one of the things that are great to upgrade, because, like you said, sometimes you end up with great upgrades, but kind of a crappy game. And with the minis, at least, you can pull them out and put them on your shelf, and you're like, wow, that game sucks, but Wolverine looks really cool.
I've never thought of it that way.
Yeah, you've got.
But he's right, because I stopped playing X-Wing for years. Steven, right?
Yep.
Steven's right, because I
Steven.
stopped playing X-Wing for years. But if you look over there on my shelf, I've got a bunch of my X-Wing miniatures that I've loved. Like, they're still on my shelf. They still look cool, but I just don't play the game anymore.
Yep, just display them. They're just sitting out there for everybody to see.
And I think a lot of games, especially you mentioned the Kickstarter, they hide behind the mini production. So they have, I don't know if we want to mention any specific games, but there's
No, go ahead. Call them out, man. Call them out.
Yeah, the Batman Kickstarter.
Yep.
It's a lot of cool minis, but maybe too many cool minis.
Yeah, they should have
But
worked
that'd be a cool
a little
set to
more on
have.
the game and a little less on the minis, probably in that case. So, or at least clarifying the rules. I know that was the big thing for that one, is people couldn't get over the learning the rules and the huge book and the gaps,
The
and
symbology.
the symbology,
Like the
and all
hieroglyphics
that.
to try to figure out what did what.
Yeah, I mean that was a
That's
big.
a great call out, because Muhammad, a friend of the show, Muhammad,
Yep.
he was so excited about getting his copy in.
Yeah.
And then that copy came in and he started reading the rule books, and we've never heard of the game again.
Just disappeared. Yeah, and I think he sold it. Yeah,
Yeah, he ended up selling it
Yeah.
like within a month.
yeah.
Well, that's and specifically the Batman one. Even if, say, you get all these minis and you can't play the game, if you really wanted to, people will probably buy the minis separately, especially if you do a good job painting them up.
Yeah.
Especially if you have the car and all of that.
What was the heifer Batman? The cow Batman?
Oh yeah, there was the cow in there with the cape on. Yeah,
Yes.
that was one of the funny ones. But yeah, and I gotta give a call out. Again, I don't mini paint. We've talked about this in the past, but that's something that it's a talent that I wish I had that I don't. But I definitely appreciate people who can, and I certainly agree with you that it gives you another level of immersion in the game, and it increases the enjoyability of a game instead of looking at a gray mini on the table that's just the standard standard plastic, to have it painted up and looking nice. I mean, like you say, you can use it outside of the game, but even in the game itself, it enhances the experience. And so that's one where I'd consider that a functional upgrade to the game. It increases the enjoyment of the game. It increases the getting into the scenario, getting into what's going on. But yeah, I think that's definitely, I could be on the side of that. Again, I can't do it. I have no ounce of artistic talent in my body, and I've tried. Carlos has tried. He's got all kinds of paint and stuff here. He's tried to get me into it several times, but I think I'm too much of a perfectionist, and I try to do it over and over and over.
Fair.
Yeah, to make it look
No,
perfect.
you got to be happy with okay.
Yeah, that's what everybody says. So,
If you're just happy with okay, you'll be fine.
There's the cow.
The bat cow.
Yep.
Now, Steven, let me ask
Especially
you
for
this.
board game pieces.
Steven, you brought up the United game system. Tell me which one do you think is the best out of them, right? So you got the Marvel United, then you got the X-Men United, and why X-Men United is the right answer.
So I've only ever played the X-Men United, so I'm not qualified to answer that question.
There you go. Yeah.
No, see, here on the show, we just blather and speak without any facts to support it.
Yeah, we just talk. We just say stuff.
Well, I can say that I think I've seen both mini sets, and I can say that I think the X-Men mini set looks cooler. Although Marvel does have, for some reason, has Venom in it. So that's really cool. I guess of all the Marvel villains, they picked Venom, but he's a really cool model.
You know, I got X-Men United, I've got the Marvel United, and then I have the Spider-Verse one, and I still feel that for me, the X-Men one is what hits my heart the most, and I guess it must be because growing up as a kid in the 90s, for me, I didn't do the comics. I watched the Marvel show, the Marvel animated series.
That's what's got you. Yeah.
Is what really has me, and that game just has it in spades.
Absolutely, the Marvel game is definitely the cartoon Marvel, or I'm sorry, Marvel. This is definitely the cartoon X-Men. This is not the Patrick Stewart X-Men. This is before they even had a live action movie.
Right, exactly.
They all got the campy yellow belts and all that.
What's Rachel's thoughts on Marvel? Oh, go ahead.
She was Rachel. Do you want to jump on the phone real quick? What's your thoughts on the Marvel United?
Or just Marvel United in general. What are your thoughts on it?
I don't know. I like them all.
I heard her.
I'm sorry. She's being super shy. She says she likes them all, but she's cringing. She's cringing away.
How's the co-op work out for y'all? Right. So here you are. You got a couple. I'm wondering. Do you bring in friends for the co-op thing, or is it just you and Rachel?
No, it's just me and her. We're just painting up the set. We're not painting. It's not our set either. We're painting it for a third friend.
Okay. Oh, we gotta get to know Steven and Rachel. They paint stuff for other people.
Oh, we do know them a little bit.
We need friends like that.
Yeah. I know Steven and Rachel.
Rachel wants to say something.
You know Steven and Rachel?
Well, I will say, hey.
Hi.
So I will say this upgrading stuff is a pain in the butt. It's very time consuming, and I am actually going to pick up Blood Rage in a couple weeks.
Good one.
So I'm probably going to start painting all those minis.
Nice.
I think you'll be better off with the Blood Rage. I find that the chibi style of the Marvel United system is hard to paint because it's a lot of flat surfaces.
No.
Whereas the Blood Rage, the miniatures are a much smaller scale, right? So they're not like heroic. They don't have big heads or anything.
Yeah.
And then a lot of what they wear is fur. And fur is one of the easiest things to paint. So I have a feeling you're going to have more fun painting the Blood Bowl than you are the Marvel system.
I hope so. Well, I kind of did this as practice. This is my first time ever mini painting. I always want to get into it.
Yeah.
So I'll send you pictures when I'm done.
Yeah, for sure.
They're not looking too bad.
Yeah, I mean, like I say, I've tried it over and over, and I could never get the hang of it. I took a couple little classes here and there. We went to a Dice Tower convention. They had was it Vernon Piper there that was teaching? Somebody was teaching, or Sam.
Yeah, Sam Healy. Sam Healy was there teaching.
Yeah, was teaching.
Vernon was there teaching.
And I just I think it was like an hour-long class, and I think I painted maybe a base in an hour. I was trying to get everything just right, and so that's the thing that kills me. But
I still have my work that we painted that day.
Yeah, I do too. It's on my shelf, half painted, but yeah. So, but yeah, from what I understand, you just kind of got to be loose with it. You just got to kind of go with it, and if you make a mistake, you just kind of keep on going. So,
well, that's a great topic y'all brought in. I appreciate you, Rachel and Steven, both having the courage to call in and share.
Yeah, any chance we're going to see y'all out at the Saturday game day this week over at Your Turn?
Oh,
yeah.
for sure.
Okay, I was hoping to see you there. Yep.
Tap me on the shoulder, Rachel. Say hi, introduce yourself. Make sure that I get to meet y'all in person, shake a hand. I know Robert has met y'all in person. I don't recall meeting y'all.
We've gamed,
but we're going to make it happen.
All right, cool.
All right,
We'll
forward
see you
to
this
seeing
weekend.
Thanks for calling in.
Okay, bye.
Good night.
Bye. They are going in deep.
Yeah, they're
Like,
friends.
welcome to the board game hobby. Let's go paint some miniatures.
Friends of Rafi and Rachel. So they. Yeah,
Wait a
we
minute,
know
more Rachels?
Yeah.
There are
What's the
three
Rachels
Rachels?
now? Yeah, I think there's 3 Rachels. Yeah.
We got a trifecta of Rachels in the game group. You got Rachel Ordenza, Rachel Lee, and Stephen and Rachel.
Yeah, there you go.
So it's a Rachel to the third exponent. What would that be?
Not
squared.
Squared quad?
No, that's 4. That's 4.
Well,
All right. Anybody know math? You come in. What's the third exponent? Oh, we got another call coming in. Let's take a look and see what this one is. Beans and Dice Podcast. State your name and where you're calling from.
Gentlemen, what's up? This is Ron Frazier from Atlanta.
Hey, I know that voice. How are you, Ron?
I think his ears were burning. He must have heard us talking about Marvel stuff.
Oh, so you had to call. That's it.
He had to let us know what the real Marvel game is. Hello, Ron.
That's it. Yeah, that's exactly it.
Yeah, on the nose.
I think you're. I'm intrigued by your topic.
Okay.
But first, let me tell you about my weekend.
Okay.
Last weekend.
There was a small game con you were heading to.
Yep.
In Atlanta.
Yep. Call it Atlanta Game Fest.
Right.
And so, from normally it's 3 times a year, and they cap attendance at 350, but in the COVID era they reduced it to twice a year, and a cap at 250. And it's just an open game weekend. They open up on Thursday at 10 a.m. in their hotel, and it's a 24/7 gaming until they close the room Sunday at 8 o'clock. Now I was only there for Friday and Saturday, but I still had a ton of fun.
Awesome.
Did you get any pictures up on the Instagram? I'm pulling up your Instagram right now.
Yes. I took. Yep. I had a couple of Instagram posts with some pictures. So I played a lot of long shots of dice game, which I brought with me just in case I couldn't find anybody to game with.
That looks so good. I can't wait to play it. I haven't had a chance to play it yet.
Is this the older long shot?
It's a redo.
Oh, it's a remake of it.
It was a long shot board game, and they've remade it into a dice game, which a lot of people are saying is way better than the old board game was. It streamlines a lot of things and makes it quicker and easier. And yeah, but I'm sure Ron can tell us more.
I got pictures of your pictures up here on the board right now.
Yeah. So what's so fun about it is that, it doesn't take long, 30 to 45 minutes, regardless of the player count. And it's a rolling right technically.
Yeah.
Because you have a board and you're rolling dice, and marking off stuff as you do in a rolling right game. But it's a whole bunch of fun, particularly when you're getting down to the wire, and you have these actions called concession actions, which are basically you're trying to match some numbers to get a row or a column, and then when you do that, you get a bonus action. And those bonus actions let you put a free bet on a horse, or get a purchase a horse for free, or move horses forward or backwards. And that's where the fun came in.
That's what I keep hearing about that.
Oh my goodness! Towards the end of each game that I played, people were just being cutthroat about pushing horses backwards and forwards, because you got money. You having a whole bunch of money riding on a horse, you need that horse to finish in the top 3.
Yep. And I heard that function of pulling one back. It's like everybody teams up against the horse that's about to win.
Oh.
And you start pulling it back. And then I know there's a line that once it crosses that certain line, you can't pull it back anymore. But so everybody waits till it gets right up to that line, and then they pull it back so all the other horses can catch up. So
it's Munchkin. The moment you go to get to that 10th level, everyone around just gangs up on you like a bucket of crabs and doesn't let you get out.
But the difference between this game and Munchkin is that this game takes half the amount of time that a Munchkin game can.
Yeah.
Because Munchkin can go on forever, and it's not worth the amount of time that you put into it.
Agreed. Yeah. All right, so long shot, you like that one, and then we see you were playing some Flamme Rouge. It looks like.
Yeah, how would you compare to the 2 racing games? Because you got one racing game that sounds a little bit like Downforce, where you're owning things and betting on them, but then you got Flamme Rouge. What'd you think?
So I actually that was my second time playing Flamme Rouge. I actually played it in Toronto at Snakes and Lattes, and then.
Oh, he's dropping big names now.
Snakes and Lattes.
I've been to Snakes and Lattes.
Yeah, but let's see. Because the thing is that, like, unlike long shot where you're rolling dice to determine which horse moves and which horse gets a bonus movement or whatever. Flamme Rouge is completely deterministic. You have a deck of cards for each of your riders,
right? And
there's a whole lot more strategy there because you have to decide, okay, do I play my 7 now, or do I wait until later in the race to play it? But the thing is that, like, you also have to be careful because you take these exhaustion cards and, like, you really want to try to ride, I forget what the term is, but ride behind somebody.
You got the draft mechanism. That if you can stay just one step behind somebody else, you get sucked up into the rest of the pack without having to play as high a card.
Yep.
So, yep.
Yeah. Yep. That takes a lot of planning.
Yeah.
And a bit of luck too, because you don't know what your opponents are going to do.
Exactly.
Yeah. So there was definitely more strategy to Flamme Rouge than there is to Long Shot.
Yeah, I think
but
I like
also Flamme Rouge takes longer.
I was gonna say, yeah, I think I like Flamme Rouge quite a bit. I next to Thunder Alley, I think is my favorite racing game, but Flamme Rouge is probably right behind it.
Yeah, I haven't played Thunder Alley yet. Actually, there's a number of racing games I've yet to play that I need to try sometime.
Yeah.
Oh, but on the topic of bling.
Yep.
In my pictures, you should see some pictures of Terraforming Mars.
We do, yeah.
Yeah. So, I believe maybe is that from the Kickstarter? They have a big box with a completely blinged out set.
William ended up purchasing that big box set.
Yeah.
Comes with all the 3D terrain
on the table.
Oh yeah, it's nice. Yeah.
Yeah. It's absolutely gorgeous on the table.
Yeah.
And I totally got beat. I got my brain beat out in that game because the other 3 players I was playing with, they were Terraforming Mars veterans.
But did you enjoy it? That's the important.
I enjoyed playing it because I knew I wasn't gonna win.
Yeah.
And I was trying not to finish in last place, but I did finish in last place, so that's okay.
Right, and that's what kind of the point I was getting to. Carlos and I were just talking about this. It was earlier this week, I think, that Terraforming Mars. We were in a conversation on one of our message boards that with some other people, and we were talking about Arc Nova and a few other games. But Terraforming Mars is one of those games that it's one of the few games that I will enjoy a 3 or 4 hour game of Terraforming Mars, just kind of building my engine, building my tableau, putting out cards, comboing things off of each other, and I don't care half the time. I almost never win that game, but it's one of my top probably 5 games of all time. And I don't really care that I don't win. I enjoy playing the game and building my engine and doing the thing. A 3 or 4 hour game on most games I don't tolerate, like TI4 or games that are 6 or 7 or 8 hours. I haven't really found one that
I can't.
enjoy playing over and over. But
I can't
Terraforming.
believe you said that about the Eiffel.
Oh, I'm sorry, but I know it's blasphemy.
I
but-
kicked him under the table.
Yeah.
You may not have seen it at home.
hurt. I went, ugh. But Terraforming Mars is one of the few games that I don't really care. I'll play it anytime somebody pulls it out. If it's at 2 players, 3 players, 4 players, if it's going to be a 2-hour experience, a 4-hour experience, I just love that game every time I play it.
We will never play it without drafting. We always draft.
Oh, yeah, got to draft.
Even though it takes another 30, 40 minutes to add to the game.
And Prelude. I'll probably pretty much never play without Prelude.
Yeah, that's what we did. We drafted.
But I see that you also play with some
that was fun.
expansions. You play with the Colonies expansion. I own that and
Yeah,
have never
we played with
opened it.
And I pretty much ignored Venus.
Okay, yeah.
Maybe that was a fatal flaw. I don't know. But there's so much going on in that game, and this is only my second time ever playing Terraforming Mars. I own Ares Expedition, but of course it's a very different game.
It is, yeah, for sure.
Yeah. So, but did I enjoy it? Yes, I did. I did not mind, even though the game was 3 hours. But flings out games, they're really pleasing to look at. But at what cost, right? I want to say I own less than 100 games, but the games that I've gotten some version of flings out is I can count on one hand.
Yeah.
So I have my War of the Ring painted. I got the Kickstarter deluxe edition of Atlantis Rising. Those are the 2 that stick on the top of my head. But they're 2 of my 5 favorite games.
Yeah.
So
in that case, it's worth it.
Right.
Yeah.
Oh, right. I sleeve all of my Marvel Champions cards.
My man.
And I have a lot.
Yeah. So it sounds like you're kind of on my side of things then. As long as it adds something significant to the experience, either makes the game better in some way, or, if it's one of your favorite games, then of course it's worth it. Spend a little extra. But always, and again, to me, it carries over to sleeving cards. It carries over to all these other things that I when I start spending more money on the game, I start thinking, man, I could buy another game or another 2 games.
You could buy another game that will sit on your shelf and never get played.
That's all right. I'll play it once. As long as I play it once, I'm okay. But yeah.
Well, thank you for sharing your experience in the Atlanta Con and your thoughts on Bling. We really appreciate you, Ron.
Thank you. You guys have a good evening.
Good night.
You too. Thanks, Ron.
Phone lines open again, 813-618-7099. Talking to Ron about blinging out games and some of the games he played. He talked about not playing a lot of racing games.
Yeah, we need to change that if we get a chance, especially if we didn't ask him about moving down here. Actually, he was going to have a meeting with some folks about moving to the Orlando area. But
all right, we got another call coming in. Let's take a peek here. Beans and Dice Podcast. State your name. Where are you calling from?
This is Andy Richardson, and I'm calling from Riverview.
Hey,
hello, and say again your name again.
Andy Richardson.
Oh, Nandy, it's you.
Yeah.
How are you, brother? I see you doing a lot of work on the Blood Bowl sites. What do you got going on?
Yeah, I've been working on my frogs.
His slan. He's working on his frogs for Blood Bowl. He's pimping out his game. He sent me some pictures.
Oh yeah.
This week we've been chatting back and forth on different
I'm hoping
pictures.
that you'd pimp out my game.
Oh, gonna do some upgrades for Nandy.
Yeah, Nandy's got some crazy ideas though. I know I've been talking about how I've been learning how to mess with acrylic and cutting stuff.
Yeah.
Nandy was like, Carlos, I want to do a full acrylic board where you etch underneath like lily pads, so it looks like a pond.
Yeah.
And he's like, I want some dice. I want some custom dice with frogs on them, and he's going all out,
going deep. Yeah,
like all frogged out.
Well, I went all out with my apes.
Yes, he did. He had apes for Blood Bowl.
Oh, okay.
So he went all out with these big purple Magilla gorilla looking apes.
You Blood Bowl guys and all your weird
and
animals.
I have a T-shirt too.
A T-shirt to match.
Oh yeah.
Can't go to game without a T-shirt to match.
Okay.
But yeah, because I like to pimp out my even my 40K stuff. I like to pimp out.
What kind of stuff do you do at 40K to pimp out a 40K game? Because 40K on its own, it's already a pretty pimp game.
You got your terrain and stuff. Oh yeah.
Tokens. Anything I can figure out that I can do, I'll do. Because painting's part of it for me.
Okay. So
Yeah,
you're a
Nandy's
painter.
a big painter.
He's a painter? Okay.
Every time I see him at Armada, he's painting.
Okay.
I'm kind of with Nandy on this. When you show up for a miniatures war game,
That's a little different, I think. But yep.
again, you're going against another person across the table from you, and you all start out with the same plastic.
That intimidation factor.
Yes, when you show up and you drop that custom bag, blah, and then out of it comes the custom tokens,
Yeah.
right? Blah.
And the dice.
And the custom dice, blah. And they're like, oh, he's really into this. Kind of get in their head a
Yeah,
little
it
bit.
shows you the passion. Because I even come up with fluff for each army.
Yeah, he'll write all this fluff and this story for every
really?
single army he has.
That's deep.
He'll
Yeah.
give you like I am so into this. I'm more into this than you. Why are you here?
Get away from my table.
You should just resign right now.
Because, like, for example, my Muppet, my slam is named after the Muppets. And the fluff is, it's after the show. And the show's ended, and they sold the curtains to make uniforms for the football team, so they decided to play football instead of doing the show anymore.
You see how deep he's going?
That's deep stuff. Yeah, that's I can't get in on the surface level. And this is going like 3 or 4 layers deep. It's got layers like an onion,
Like a parfait.
like a parfait. Thanks, Donkey.
Yeah, that's what I like to do. That's the most funnest part for me is to come up with fluff for the games.
Yeah.
What I appreciate about Nandy is while we're chatting at the game shop after Blood Bowl night is the ideas that he's throwing at me for customizing stuff. Like I'm kind of in that world right now where I'm just like soaking all ideas in to see what can I do and trying different things, because it's trying and messing up is really helping me get better at the craft.
Yeah, because that's all painting is to me. It's just trying and getting better. Because when I started painting, I was 19, and there was no internet, there was no paint shops, there was no.
No, back in those days, you guys were, hunting and gathering for your own food, mashing up berries for pigments. I mean, back in your days when you were doing
in the caves. Yeah.
I started in '86.
Oh, that is the caves. Yeah. No.
Yeah. Right at the dawn of 40 Warhammer, and right at the dawn of when 40K it wasn't even called 40K. It was called Rogue Trader.
Yeah, Nandy's been around. It's been fun playing with Nandy, learning from Nandy, getting some ideas from Nandy, and his dedication to the craft is great. We appreciate you calling the share in, man. We do appreciate you calling the share. And I'm working on those slant dice. I've got some ideas. You sent me some ideas for frogs to put on those dice. So within this week, I'm going to have you some stuff to give you some ideas of what it could look like, okay?
Okay.
I appreciate you, Nandy.
Thanks for calling in. Don't be a stranger.
Have a good night.
I won't.
Bye. Nandy is going to probably be the first person that I try making dice with.
Okay.
Nobody else has asked for him. He's asked me to figure out how to do it.
I sure as heck don't want any dice. You can keep those all to yourself.
What if I get you some dice and they're all 6s? All the way around.
I'd still find a way to roll it on the edge or something, and it would be a cock die every time.
Still be a 1?
Yeah, there'd still be a 1 somehow.
Yeah, so let's talk a little bit about some of the stuff that I've been up to. Phone lines open, 813-618-709. We got a ton of comments. Let's go through these comments.
Oh, yeah, that's back.
Where are we at?
Yeah.
Mitch making fun of me because there was no answer. Yes, that's right. Nick Oben says, Carlos.
Threw that one up there earlier.
First night technology is not
his
the
first language. Yeah, technology issues at the beginning.
Or English.
Yeah.
Let's see here. Wayne says, so just as a side note, YouTube and Facebook are in sync.
Yeah, I think he was trying to let people know that there's a delay on Twitch. So
Beans and Dice Podcast. State your name and where you're calling from. Or don't. Maybe I pushed the wrong button.
Uh-oh. If we accidentally hung up on you, please call back. Our bad.
Yeah, I'm not too familiar with the Twitch stuff. That's all new to me.
Yeah.
I'm really experimenting, but we got 2 subscribers now.
Okay, well, that's
Twitch.
cool. We got 2.
We did it.
All right,
we hit an achievement.
We've been on at one time, and we got 2 subscribers. That's not too bad.
BJ from Board Game Gumbo
What's
says,
up?
"What's up?"
Hey, BJ. Good to see you.
Bryson says, "Hi, hello, Bryson."
Hey, Bryson.
You got school tomorrow, buddy. You shouldn't be in bed.
Well, it's only 9:45.
Diego Ordens says, "Bringing Quacks Saturday already deluxified."
Ooh, we're gonna have to see his version.
Ooh, I'm gonna have to bring my copy versus your copy. Slap it on the table.
Well, if he's bragging on there and he saw yours already, then I'm sure his is much more pimped. But we'll see.
I would not disagree.
Yep.
Let me see if this phone call works this time. Beans and Dice Podcast. State your name and where you're calling from.
Hey guys, it's Wayne from Tampa. How's it going?
Hey Wayne.
Hello, Wayne. We're talking pimping games. What about you?
I know, I like it. It's a good conversation. I think a lot of the topics have been covered. Like I pimp some games out. I'm looking to upgrade games, but I kind of limit that to the pimpage to games or upgrade, bling out, games that I'm going to play a lot of that are in like my top 10.
Yeah.
But as people have been talking, I was thinking. So tonight I played. I bought Dune Imperium this week, and
nice.
I got my first solo game in. Yeah, I like it. It's good. Played my first game tonight. I did a solo game of it, and I thought about. Well, that game is pretty bland out of the box, right? You can probably use sticker pack or some upgrades there. But one thing I did to bling out the game tonight was, while I was playing the solo version of the game, I was listening to the Dune soundtrack. And I had that blasting in the room while I was playing it. So, you're not upgrading the game, but you're creating the atmosphere that enhances the gameplay.
Yeah.
So that's one way to, basically for free, just on YouTube, I'm playing the soundtrack. And we do that a lot. I realize in our game group, we play, any game we bust out, we're playing some kind of soundtrack to go with it. So when we play Lords of Waterdeep, we're playing like the Baldur's Gate soundtrack, or things like that. And so that music aspect too is sort of like an easy way to bling out a game or enhance the gaming experience without actually having to buy upgraded components.
Yeah, and I know there's several of those out there. I don't know them off the top of my head, but I know like even on Spotify, if I remember correctly, you can just go on Spotify and do a search for I know we did it one night, Gloomhaven, and you put in Gloomhaven, and it'll give you a playlist of songs just for that game. And so this was about a year ago, so I'm sure if they stuck with it, there's probably more and more on there now. But really cool.
Yeah, there's even there's a website I use called Melodice. I'll put it in the chat.
Okay, cool.
Melodice.org, and it's basically like crowdsourced where people can create soundtracks to board games.
Nice.
And you can look up your game, and it's got just all the YouTube links to different songs that match the theme of the game.
Yeah.
So it's a way to sort of bling out a game without really buying components, and I think it helps. Especially I'm a RPG player from way back in the day, so we play D&D. We always have music in the background, to match the fight music or tavern music or whatever. And I think it works well in board games as well.
Yeah.
But I'll be looking to get some upgrades to Dune. That's a good game, but
yeah.
Man, out of the box, there's not much. It definitely looks more like a Castles of Burgundy.
Yeah, we were just talking about it tonight too. Carlos was saying that he wants that to be one of his next projects. He doesn't own Dune, but I've got it. It's one of my favorite games, and so Carlos was talking about. You want to tell him what you were thinking?
Yeah, we had Wayne and I were throwing out some ideas, and then Robert and I continued that conversation.
Okay, that was a continuation. Gotcha. Okay,
and I'm talking about what about just straight up etching right onto the wood components?
Yeah.
So not so much making new components to replace, because I'm really happy with the wood components.
I like the wood. I like the wood better than the acrylics.
I know you like the wood.
I like the wood.
You like the wood.
Yeah.
Do you like the little wood that's the 1-pointer or the big ones that are the 5-pointer? Which wood do you like?
I stick with little wood, but
you like
the little cubes.
So
anyway, moving on.
Well, I looked at the one of the big upgrades for those are just a sticker pack that $15, $16 or $20, maybe more than that for a sticker pack for it. But if you could etch the wood, then you don't even need the sticker pack, and that could sort of you leave the full on wood grain without having a sticker on top.
Yeah, that's what he was thinking. Maybe
I don't think I need
on the money putting ones or fives, and then doing some
putting
kind of
the numbers
coin.
on them, the 1s and 5s on the Solaris and the Spice,
and then just
with some little line art around the perimeter,
some highlights on the water tokens.
What do they call that? They call that it's like oh man. There's a word for it. It's like that fancy line, like circles and stuff. And
not like calligraphy or whatever.
Almost.
Calligraphy.
Okay.
Almost.
Yeah.
But that could work. I mean, because I don't need, and the thing is, I don't even think, what's funny is that upgrade pack they came out with this game is just, miniatures and stuff.
Yeah.
I'm like, I don't know if I need miniatures for this game. I just want the plainness of the tokens is what is dry. So if we could upgrade the tokens there just to be a little bit fancier looking,
Yeah.
that would be the only upgrade item. I don't need the miniatures. This is not a miniatures game. I don't need to spend $70, $100, whatever that upgrade pack is for
Yep.
miniatures. That's kind of crazy.
When I told Carlos
But yeah,
I would donate my copy and my wood for him to play with. So we're not stepping there. But anyway, so if he masters it with mine and he doesn't mess it up too bad, then maybe he can
Mess up
do
yours
something with yours too. Yeah.
There you go. Yeah. No, but it was a good game. I liked it. It was I played solo, so the only problem with solo games is just remembering to do all the like end of turn upgrades, and I kept forgetting to put the extra spice on the center position where no one went.
Yeah.
But no, the solo play was pretty good. I liked it a lot.
That's good.
It was quick. I got it in I don't know 45 minutes to an hour. First time, so it was pretty good.
I haven't done solo. It is one of my top all-time games, though, and I got to just mention as a side note, this was a friendly thing we had going on for a while between Dune and Arnak, and I just saw the Brothers Murph last week did their top 10 game sales, and they had talked about for the first time Arnak has fallen out of the top 10, and Dune is still number 6. So just as a side note, yeah, Dune is hanging on.
I don't know. I'm sorry, but
Arnak's-
Dune has a movie.
Yeah,
Dune has a movie, okay?
and the upgrade pack, right?
Dune is obviously the superior game, but go on.
Having a movie helps keep a game superior, okay?
Yeah, it's true. Well, and I'll say this, as someone who's read the books quite a bit, and we've talked about this, I think, probably in Discord months ago. This game really does capture the theme of the game, of the movies and the books, and the world. So it was pretty cool. I definitely liked the game. It was good.
Yep.
There was an article I read today about the best solo board games, and I'm trying to remember who. Okay, there it is. IGN. Let me pull it up on the screen. IGN did the best solo board games, and right at the top, number 1.
Wow.
Dune Imperium.
I need to try the solo. I've never played the solo.
It's pretty good, and actually, they have an app that you don't even need the. They gave you the pack of cards to help kind of run the second and third characters. But the app kind of does help with a lot of that for you and keeps it simpler.
Cool.
And you can just do the app, and you don't even need the deck of cards. So it helps, remove one deck from the table that you constantly have to flip over. But I really liked it. It was a great game. I definitely want to play, a 3 or 4 person game with live people. But the solo game.
Hey, we're here, homie.
Going.
Anytime.
We haven't done that one on video yet. That could be our next video.
Yeah. We recorded a video earlier today.
Next time you're here, we'll play it as a game on video for the folks at home.
Sign me up. Yeah. But I think if you haven't checked out, like even Mitchell in the chat said that Melodice is great. I think that's another way to, if you don't have the funds to bling out a game, one way to do it is enhance the atmosphere, music, lighting, whatever, those kind of things. And I think like you, Rob, you talked about the coins. I love metal coins, and you can buy sort of generic coins to fit sci-fi or fit medieval. And then just switch them between games. You just have them on the side, or like I have. I think that was the premise behind those like the poker chips from Brass, where they sold them separately.
Yeah, the Roxley poker chips. Yeah. I bought the chips before I ever bought Brass.
Yeah, and I have the chips. I forget to use them in games. I gotta start busting them out more.
You got to keep them on the table. They just gotta. They always have to be within reach. Something easy.
Something to remember. So. But yeah, I think blinging out games is a good way to do it. And I think if you bring out a game, you're more likely it's going to be a game you love. It's going to be a game you want to play more. So you might as well make it an enjoyable experience. And that's why, Castles of Burgundy. We've talked about that today at Discord. Like they're coming out with an even fancier version of that. You know? So I think that's going to be. I think the games that show the test of time, Brass, Rococo, Castles of Burgundy, you're always going to have them come out with the fancy versions that people are going to want.
Yeah,
but if you can create it yourself, like Carlos is going to do, then go for it.
And that Castle Burgundy one, I think, is just as a side note, it's going to rub a lot of people wrong because they just did the what was it, the 25th anniversary or whatever it was, and they it was almost the same, just a little bit of a.
For some people, that's their second copy they bought. Yeah. Now they're busting out a third, and the people who bought the second copy love the game.
Yeah.
So then they make one for the folks that love the game.
Now this one's finally the blinged out version that a lot of people were hoping the anniversary edition would be.
Yeah, I have the original 2011 copy, Leah Ravensburger, and when I saw that 20th anniversary version, I'm like, that's not even. There's no difference there. So why buy that? I said,
Yeah.
I'll wait for a fancier version, and here we go. I got my fancier version.
Yep,
coming
you
out,
guessed
so
right. Yeah, you won the lottery.
I'll probably be picking that.
Yep.
So, all right, guys. I'll let you get to some talking and showing off the cool stuff that Carl's been doing. But I appreciate taking the call, and I'll see you guys next week.
Yeah, thanks for calling. Of course, don't be a stranger, and let's get that game of Doom Imperium in. I'll play that anytime. Yeah, anytime.
Yeah, definitely. And I'll see you guys Saturday. I will be there Saturday.
Awesome.
Hey, there's
Looking
our
forward
Dune
to
game
it.
right there.
Yeah, there it is. Saturday, maybe. Yeah.
We'll see you Saturday.
All right.
Have a good night.
All right. Have a good one, guys.
Thanks, Mike.
Yeah.
Wayne Kruger from Lutz, Florida.
Yeah, just around the corner.
Wayne was talking about the blinging out of the games, and he's right. The games you love are the ones that you'll tend to bling out.
Agree.
It just makes you feel better about playing them.
Right. And you're going to pull them out. You're going to show them off. So, yeah, that's worth it.
And then when it comes to the atmosphere part, he's got a good point because you're blinging out the atmosphere or the game space. But I know I do it in a way that kind of, I feel, Rob has never said it, but I feel may bug Rob a little bit. I don't do so much the sound because I know that when I play music and stuff, I can see it kind of irritate some players. They really want the silence to focus. Right? But for me, what I tend to do is I find movies that are in the theme of a game we're playing, and then I put them on with no volume.
So the visual is distracting, and I know when we played Sleeping Gods, Dan was like, "Oh, are we watching a movie, or what's going on?"
Well, he was watching the movie.
Yeah, he was watching the movie.
He was loving it.
So Sleeping Gods is cooperatives. We're all working together. We can poke Dan and say, "All right, Dan, come on, help us out. What's going on?" But if you're playing a game like that, music I have no problem with. We play Gloomhaven. Nick and Joe always have on music. They pull up the Spotify, and we're playing tunes in the background, and so I have no problem with the audio side of it. The visual side of it, though, I find is distracting. I'm trying to look here, and then what's going on over there? Something cool just happened in the movie.
If we're playing Terraforming Mars, I've got Martian with oh man, what's his name?
Wahlberg. No, it's not Wahlberg. It's is it Wahlberg?
No, it's not.
What's Martian? Yeah, I know the guy. I know the face.
Wow, I can't believe I forgot it.
It's the Matt Damon.
Matt Damon.
Yeah.
I'm Matt Damon.
Wahlberg, Damon, they look alike.
Yeah, so I have Martian on. When we're playing Arnak, I've got Indiana Jones on. When we played Sleeping Gods, I had, for me, the movie that I feel has a similar cinematic visuals is the King Kong, the Jack Black version.
I believe you
King
had
Kong.
Dune on one of the times we played Dune, I think.
Playing Dune. I got Dune on.
Yeah.
Right? And for me, I got the ADDs, y'all. It's true. It is what it is. And I can't sit there and stare at the board and wait for these guys to take all their turns. So I will stare at the TV and watch just kind of some scenes in silence. And, it's my turn. Then I go.
Yeah.
So I kind of enjoy having a visual that is complementary to the game we're playing.
Well, as long as you don't mind if I'm not watching the movie.
I don't care.
Okay.
It's just there as almost like art.
Okay.
Right, because if you did stop for a moment and watch a little bit of the King Kong Jack Black edition, you cannot tell me that ship that they're on is exactly the same ship.
Come on,
the Manticore
that's your typical every industrial ship
from the 50s or 60s, whatever.
60s, yeah, it's the same clip art. Yep.
But then they're going to an island, right? Like a special island. Like we're going to special island.
There were similarities.
They're fighting things on the island. We're fighting things on the island.
I saw your parallels. Yeah.
So it kind of enhances the atmosphere.
Yep.
Now let's go into some chats here.
Do that quick because you want to show off some of your stuff still too.
No, that's just that was a reason. Give people a reason to call.
Okay,
and it worked. People called.
All right, pop
Can you
some more
believe
stuff
it?
Up here.
Let's see here. Wow,
way behind.
We got a lot in here.
Yeah, there's Rachel in there.
We're gonna be here for a while. Let's see here. Where am I going? Jeez.
Yeah.
We missed a lot.
We got to hit these as we go because going back to these old topics.
We've been on the phone the whole time.
Yeah, well.
That's pretty cool, too.
I think what we need to do is click them as they kind of come in, and that way if we don't actually go back
But I
want to
acknowledge them.
Yeah, it feels like at the end of the show we're always going back and rehashing back from the whole
BJ
show.
from Board Game Gumbo says, love those coin capsules.
Yeah, those are nice, yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
I agree. Let's see here. Diego says, "Don't have the bags though." He said deluxified, Robert. He said he used the word.
You can
let's
be
go back.
without
Let's check the record.
Bags, yeah.
Let's check the record.
Yeah.
No, it's okay. Diego said deluxified, right? So I'm gonna go with without the bags, not so much. Wayne says that's cool. I have yet to play this, so maybe I can join into a game on Saturday. He's talking about Quacks.
Dune or Quacks?
Quacks.
Okay.
Quacks. Great game.
Okay.
Great game. Board Game Gumbo says, I hate when the shit gets stuck in the corner of the bowl. I mean, the bag.
The chips or the chits?
The chit.
Chip. Okay, chips in the bag.
Yes, that's where the flat bottom bags, as Mitch says, he likes the flat bottom bags. I do agree.
I see BJ's commenting on your crokinole board over in the corner. One of the shots must have had
got the crokinole hanging on the wall.
Yeah.
Very nice. That's one of two, actually three.
Yeah, officially 3. Yeah.
We hold crokinole tournaments here at Beans and Dice, and Robert has won 2 years in a row.
Woohoo!
Champion. We didn't do one last year.
So we haven't had one in a while.
No, we got to do another one.
Do that again. Yeah.
I got to break your fingers before we go, though.
Sure.
I can't have you win a third time.
Over at your turn, they're looking for some events. So
oh, now I can actually etch your name right on the board itself. This could be like it could be like the Daytona 500 trophy.
I'm liking this.
Where we can literally etch your name on
where
the board.
It's going. Oh, yeah, with your your laser cutter. Yeah.
Oh, man.
All right.
Wayne says, BGG says you need 21.2 millimeter capsules for quacks.
Oh, you were wrong.
That 0.2.
Yeah.
You know,
did you say 21? I thought you said 19.
I said 21.
Oh, was it 21? Oh, okay. 21.
He says 0.2. That 0.2
okay.
makes a difference.
It is. They won't fit otherwise.
Nick Oben says, I'm at the point where I'm willing to bling a game that I play often versus buy another game that will sit. That's where I'm at.
Yeah.
Rob says I can spend money on blinging it, or I can spend that much money to buy another game.
Well, I think Nick has passed me in his game collection. I know you're way past me in your game collection. I've been a lot more finicky. I don't buy games on impulse. I wait until I've either played them enjoy them.
Look who's showing off their self-control.
Well, exactly.
Look at me.
So
I have adult team.
I'm picky about the games that I buy, but I think both of you passed me, so you're probably both a little more to that point than I am. But yeah, I understand.
Makes sense. Wayne Kruger, I'm in the middle. Bling out only the games I love and that are in my top 10. And then the rest, nope.
Yeah, I agree.
Mitchell says, get your wife that paints your Wow. Get you a wife that paints your minis for you like mine.
I'll take 2, please. I don't know. I could handle 2. Yeah.
Listen, Mitch, I don't know if I've told you this before. I'm sure I have, but you married up.
Yeah.
Jill is the better of the two halves.
Clearly.
Mitch says, I didn't realize there was a difference in mechanics before between Marvel and X-Men United.
Is there?
I don't really think there is. I know that the Spider-Man has a different mechanism.
Okay.
The Spider-Verse has a hidden second identity. So you're like a reporter and you have the second identity token, so it does that. I can't remember if the X-Men does.
Okay.
Let's see here. Wayne says the old school or the original gangsta X-Men cartoon for the win. I'm giving that one a star.
Yeah.
That gets a star in the comment trails.
A star comments. Ooh, nice.
Mr. Jeeves says, love the X-Men cartoon. There's another star.
90s,
you agree with Carlos, you get a star.
Oh.
You get a star. Wayne Kruger, the only animated Batman.
Only the animated Batman might be
I'm
better.
taking away Wayne's star.
Uh-oh.
Wayne has lost his star.
There it went. It was brief.
Animated Batman was fantastic too. Yes, because it had Luke Skywalker. Mark Hamill.
Yeah.
I mean, Mark Hamill in Animated Batman.
Yep.
And it had so many adult jokes that I didn't understand until I watched it as an adult.
Who did the Joker in that one? It was somebody famous. Was it Mark Hamill did both? No, I think he only did the Batman.
I don't recall. Comment in the chats if you remember.
Okay, yeah.
Diego says, afraid to paint Dune Imperium Mini. So it sounds like he's got the super deluxe, just like
the $85 version of
it. Keith, right?
Kenneth
has a copy of the full Dune Imperium with minis.
Yep.
Mitch says cubed.
Oh, squared and cubed, of course. The third.
The third is cubed.
Cubed, yes.
Robert, you should know this.
I said quad. It was cubed.
It is your favorite shape.
Cubes? Yeah, you're right. Take away the cube card.
Let's see. Rachel Lee says, Carlos, you already know me, by the way.
Yeah, that was Rachel.
Which Rachel was that one?
Rachel and Rafi.
I heard Steven.
That was Steven. Steven and Rachel were calling in together.
Steven and
They're
Rachel.
not a couple. You assumed they were a couple.
So it's not a third Rachel.
No,
that's
two.
just the second Rachel.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
So we don't have Rachel cubed.
Nope.
We only have Rachel squared.
I think
this show is not even legitimate. Why is it even on the air?
There might be a third Rachel, but anyway.
So Steven and Rachel were painting.
Yes.
Rachel, we know Rachel.
Yes.
That's hilarious.
That's what I told you. I said we know them.
Oh, my friend Steven is teaching me how to paint. Rachel, you can learn to paint here. I have plenty of minis for you to come learn and paint on. We got this. Wayne says, oh, man, another game I should have backed on Kickstarter. I think he's talking Marvel X-Men. I think it was the last game because not Dune Imperium. That wasn't a Kickstarter, was it?
Game I should have backed on Kickstarter. I'm not sure.
I think it was Dune Imperium or Marvel X-Men. Mitchell says Colonies is one of the best Terraforming Mars expansions, second only to Prelude, maybe.
I haven't tried Colonies.
Maybe.
Yeah.
We have it. We've never pulled out
well,
a
we should
shrink.
play it. Yeah.
I guess we've got
another thing to play.
Wayne says Prelude is the one that gives you a head start. Yes,
that's
it
correct.
is.
Yep.
And that's why it's a winner.
Yeah, it's kickstarts the first couple rounds of the game.
When Arc Nova figures out how to make a Prelude,
yeah, they will.
like a crate drop of animals for your zoo. I don't know.
You keep saying that,
we can call it like the expansion where we arrest Tiger King, right?
Oh,
Joe
yeah.
Exotic, and then
Take all
all
the-
his
take all the
animals
big
go to your
cats.
zoo, so you
Yeah.
get to start off with a bunch of animals, right?
That's a thought.
The Tiger King
I
expansion.
don't think so, but that's a thought.
Okay. Diego says he backed the Kickstarter, or backed the Kickstarter that will have thousands of meeples.
3D files.
Okay. Excited to upgrade some games soon. Diego has a resin printer, if I'm right. So much like Nick Oben,
Okay.
they're resin printing their own stuff.
Yeah. Okay. That's the one that goes from the bottom up, or no, from the top down. I don't know. One of them goes one way, one goes the other. All right.
My son just got a 3D printer, so we're just starting to play in that space. Wayne says, cool. Yeah, that is a must-use expansion. I think he's talking
Prelude.
about the Prelude
Prelude's
expansion.
got to be. Yeah.
It is a must.
It's a must.
Wayne Kruger says, created a background story for the team. That is some good stuff. Yeah. It's well, Wayne's a role player. Wayne knows how it is.
Okay.
You show up at a game to go DM a game, and you got one guy, he's got 5 pages of backstory and fluff for his character, and then everybody else is like 2 sentences.
Oh, yeah.
There's always that one guy that puts in all that extra effort.
Spends all that extra time.
It's important to give that person mad love. Ron Fraser, lively phone line tonight. You know, that's second week in a row where we're like back to back to back to back.
Yep, which is good.
That's pretty cool.
It's awesome.
It makes me feel good. It really does. So I appreciate each and every one of you who popped in there. And Ron Fraser says, and one of these days I'll make my way to Tampa.
Absolutely.
We're counting on it, homie. Let's see. Mellow Dice is great. That's Mitchell talking about different ways to
audio.
get sound.
Yep. Those soundtracks or whatever. Yep.
Mellow Dice.
Mellow Dice.
Write it down, folks. Mitchell says, I told Carlos I would donate my wood for him. He's quoting.
Oh, yeah. Quoting me. Nice. I've been quoted. Woo.
This is so meta. It gets a star.
There you go.
There we go. It's so meta. Let's see. Diego says, do you insert your wood in the laser
Well,
machine?
you have to. Right?
Moving on.
I mean-
At the classic debate of Dune versus
Oh.
Arnak and why Arnak is clearly better. Good times.
Not a chance. Not a chance.
My man is right, though.
Moving along.
My man is right.
That's why it's.
What was it? What
Woo,
was
nose
it
diving
that?
Off the, David
What was it that
Lynch
Wayne said?
Yeah.
This is the Burgundy of the two.
The Burgundy.
This is like the blah.
The Ron Burgundy.
No, this is the Castles of Burgundy between Arnak and Dune. Dune is the Castles of Burgundy. It is the blah.
Okay.
The
Yeah.
blah.
Mhm.
Dune is so blah.
Sure.
All right.
Much more exciting.
Wayne says one more thing. Where's my Discord invite?
Oh.
My man.
Need to get him in the Discord.
It is in the Facebook group. So you're now in the Beans and Dice Facebook. It's one of the announcements that's pinned at the top. I will tag you
Shoot
to
it
that
straight to him.
announcement.
Yeah, there you go.
Ron
Doing it-
Fraser, I'm
doing it
tagging
right
you right now.
right in the show.
I will show all of you how to do that because we got it like that when it comes to this new
You
technology.
gotta teach me. Yeah.
So I'm going to share my screen here, and what I'm doing here is showing y'all in the Facebook group for all our Beans and Dice friends right here on the Facebook group. One of the announcements that's up there is a permalink to our Discord, so you can join us. I have now tagged Ron Fraser. There it is, Ron Fraser. You are tagged in that permalink. Join us in our Facebook group and on the Discord to chat about board games, share your pictures on what you're playing, and talk to us all day long.
Can I get tagged?
You're already there.
Oh, okay.
I can kick you out and add you back.
Okay. Well, all right. Just fun.
Mitch got us. Matt Damon.
Matt Damon. There you go. Yeah. While we were struggling.
I need you to keep track of like the chat board while we're talking.
Yeah.
On 2ADD for all
I can
this.
do that. I just got to get my own mouse over here or something.
We got a comment at Nick. Maybe the case. Have not played Arnak yet, but Dune has a theme I love, so it would probably still win out.
It's gotta. It's the better game.
I guess we're taking both the game
It's
days.
So tight.
Nick, stop admitting that you're just messing with Rob.
Oh,
We
okay.
need you to be real. Mitchell says,
Oh,
trust
yeah.
me, I know I married up.
Yeah, for sure.
Yes, you did. And luckily the kids got her looks because otherwise they would just be little hobbits running around.
Yeah, furry-footed hobbits.
Wayne says we all have
Out-kicked our coverage in the wife department.
my man.
Yep.
Yeah, keep it rocking for the wifeys. Didn't Mark Hamill play the Joker?
Okay, I thought maybe he did. I was gonna say I thought he did.
That's
both
what it was.
voices.
Mark Hamill did the Joker, not
Okay,
Batman.
not Batman.
That was his
Yeah,
character.
that was it.
Mark Hamill is the Joker.
Yeah,
No, he didn't play the Joker.
Y'all got our back.
He
is the
is
Joker.
the
Yeah.
Kevin Connery as Batman, Hamill as the
there
Joker.
you go. Yeah.
This is what I love the chat room. They fix all my glitches.
They got us. Yeah.
Oh, we got even more fun facts. Also, where Harley Quinn got her start after the cartoon, they moved her into the.
I didn't know that.
That was her
cool.
origin.
That's cool.
That is cool because she is a very famous character.
Oh, yeah,
I think
for
your
sure.
daughter did one year dressed up as her for Halloween.
For Halloween, yeah.
I remember that.
But what girl hasn't at this point, right?
Let's see. Wayne says the long shot the long shot dice game.
Yeah. There was a board game before, and then actually, from my understanding, there was a couple different versions of the board game, but then the dice game is what really made it popular recently.
And then Nandy says, I'm still waiting for the Red Dragon board game. I wonder if he's talking about the Red Dragon Inn.
Yes, I know Red Dragon Inn. I'm not sure Red Dragon board game, but
not too familiar about it.
Okay.
But that catches us up on the comments.
Ooh,
that
finally.
gets us past 10 o'clock.
We got there, yeah.
So at that point, we'll go ahead and, I left the phone line open in case somebody was willing to
kill that phone.
to tempt it.
Yeah. Once we start the review of the board, usually it quiets down.
Yeah, I will go ahead and shut the phones down, put it on Do Not Disturb while Rob finishes up.
Yeah, well, again, we didn't get to show off too much. I know you wanted to show off some of your things.
Let's take a quick moment. Yeah, we'll get in here. So I bought a laser cutter. Glowforge is the brand. It's it's not inexpensive, but I would say it's not. Okay, it might be a little crazy.
It's a little expensive.
But I think about how much I spend on accessories and my love for accessories, and I'm in love with what I've been doing with this Glowforge. So I got the top camera on. Here's an example of a house that I built for 15mm war games. So this is a European-style house. You can open the top off. I mean, you got little wood floors inside here. You got a tiny little chimney.
Chimney.
Chimney
cricket.
And then you're using this as terrain for my tank games. I mean, these run me, I don't know, about $20 a pop. 10, 15, $20 depending on the size of pop. And I'm going to be able to print these out on my own.
Yeah.
Just do them myself. I can make them out of cardboard.
How long does something like that take?
This one takes about 20 minutes to cut out on the machine. I can make it out of cardboard.
Yeah.
Which is the first one I tried. I did it out of cardboard just to kind of get an idea of how it cut out. So I'm using my Amazon leftover boxes to design stuff.
Yeah. Just for practice. Yeah, see, I've been showing this off the whole show. I've been playing with it, but I think everybody knows this is a dice tower, but very nicely engraved with the Beans and Dice logo there and there. And you got a nice form factor here where it just folds up nicely.
And it actually rolls really well. I took it with me to Blood Bowl, and you can ask my opponent, caller. He called into the show before, Ryan. And Brian was just shocked as to how well the dice rolled out of there.
Yeah.
I had so many sixes. It was awesome.
This looks really nice. And you got the portcullis here with the actually sharp edges on it. It's like you could lose a finger in there.
Yeah, you go in there reaching for your dice, hurt yourself.
Yeah.
That's the first thing that I actually was able to put a Beans and Dice logo on.
Okay.
So as you can see, there's probably a logo on every panel.
I think you've got about 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of them that I see.
I think there might be one on top, too.
You put one on there? Somewhere.
Almost,
yeah.
I just went nuts putting Beans and Dice everywhere just to kind of learn how that works.
Yeah, just kind of playing around with it.
Wayne says, I want one of those dice towers. Yes, Wayne, I got your back, Papa.
Yeah, it's really cool.
You show up, I got your back.
It's nice and solid. It's not real flimsy. It's a good solid wood.
Diego says, need your help to convince my wife on Saturday that I need to get a laser cutter.
Well, good luck. They're expensive, but Carlos can talk to you privately about that.
I'll work on that with you.
Yeah.
And then Fernand says, I will bring it in when I get it. He's talking about his Red Dragon Inn.
Red Dragon Inn. Okay, cool.
One of the cool things that I was able to do is learning how to prototype. So here's an example of a prototype player dashboard I made for Tiny Epic Dungeons. And what I did was instead of having to have the player card laying down, I have it standing up. Now, the player card has a tracker for health and for focus, but I turned that into these cool little dials. So you spin the dials, and I actually embossed the shapes on the dial so you can see which one's hearts and which one's lightning bolts. And then when you're out of each, you just pop it off, and then boom. So that's where I started playing with it. And then here's the
finished project,
the finished wooden product that I have. And it very similar to what I had there, except for I added just a little more flair. I put some etching down there to give you the X on the hearts, the X on the lightning.
Nice.
The hands in there. We got slots for all your gear that you lock in.
Slots?
I mean, yes.
Everybody likes slots.
You love slots.
I love a slot. Anyway, moving right along.
I would normally apologize, but I ain't gonna do it. We just gonna roll with it, folks.
Just run up
No
past it.
apologies.
Keep going.
All right, so let's get into some of the cool stuff that I made. I love the Tiny Epic dungeon. I love anything Tiny Epic, but what I found is anything Tiny Epic, the moment you sleeve the cards, you are not getting it back in the box. It's just not happening. So what I've come up with is this chest. I call it a diminutively epic.
Yeah, okay.
Not tiny epic.
Yeah.
Diminutively epic treasure chest.
Not so tiny anymore.
So inside this treasure chest of 1/4-inch wood, I mean this wood is nice and thick. You're gonna have space for all 4 box components of the base game plus the expansions, because all the Tiny Epic games are uniform in box size.
Right.
The expansions are all the same size, and the base boxes are all the same size. So here you can see, here's the bottom of my expansion box with my sleeved cards. I created these little covers to help cover up the pieces, the
Loose
half
chips,
lids,
yeah.
right, to keep them from flying around. Here's another lid that I created to cover some more components. This is the lid to the base box. And then over here is in the bottom, you can see finally the main base box with the miniatures in there and a spot for your rule book. All of it fitting inside of this one treasure chest that you can take with you or show on your shelf. I'm going to work on, I've already etched out some cool logos to put on the side.
Cool.
Not beans and dice,
Yeah.
but Tiny Epic type stuff.
You gonna stain
to put
that
on the
one,
side.
or-
I think I am going to stain
Yeah,
this
a
one.
little darker maybe.
To make it very pretty.
Yeah.
What I want to figure out is how to latch this thing.
Yeah.
I know my father-in-law does leather work.
Okay.
So my thought is like a leather buckle.
Mm.
You know, just stud them into here where they kind of strap in, buckle them in.
That's going
Yeah.
extra.
And then maybe make a handle, like strap them in so that like the straps turn into buckles, turn into a handle that you carry around like a little lunch pail.
Get all excited.
Right, because I know the whole thing about Tiny Epics is that they're compact, but I find if you go all in, you buy all the extras, you sleeve them,
Yeah.
you're never getting them back in the box.
Okay. Tiny extra becomes a little more than tiny extra.
Yes, it becomes diminutively epic.
Yeah. Okay.
Let's see here.
Oh, we got this-
Mitchell says, this wood is nice. Yes, it is. 1/4-inch thick. BGA post show. He's looking for Board Game Arena after the show. I don't know, Rob. What are you up to?
Possibly. I know we just, I was going to touch on this overhead shot we got here. We played a nice little game before. We just posted up the video. I think we did post it or haven't posted it yet of Caesar.
We just finished processing it, and
Okay.
we'll upload it.
So we'll upload that shortly.
Caesar, we did play that tonight.
We did a little, was it maybe 20, 30-minute playthrough of this game that we're both exploring.
I'm not even acknowledging Diego's comment. We're moving on, Diego.
Okay. Sorry, Diego.
With all this wood talk, no way this show gets on the Dice Tower network. I don't think we ever were going to get on the Dice Tower
probably not.
network.
Yeah. Oh, well.
That's not a network we'll make it out. Diego says, I'll let myself out. Good night. Yes, you will.
There we go.
Good day. I say good,
day, sir.
Then I started playing into the acrylic space.
Oh, acrylics, yeah.
So this one, y'all might like this one. This is my first full set of 20, equal to the number that comes in the board
Yep.
game.
Arc Nova.
Arc Nova. What do we call these?
Those are the bonus action, extra action tokens, extra bonus
X
tokens.
actions?
Yeah, they allow you to upgrade a card in your pool. Usually if a card is in the 4 slot, when you play it, you get the 4 bonus. But if you play one of these tokens along with it, a 4 becomes a 5, or a 2 becomes a 3, or you can play a couple tokens, make a 2 a 4, so that when you play it and recycle it to the end of the row, you get the better advantages. So, yeah.
And these were more of a thing of a necessity because I don't have Arc Nova.
Yeah, you don't even know the game,
No.
and you're already making the tokens for
But
it.
we were playing Sleeping Gods
Yeah.
while watching Jack Black's King Kong.
Yeah, yep.
And Dan mentioned how someone lost one of his X tokens from Arnak.
From
Arc Nova.
Arc Nova. Dan from the Your Turn the Game Board Game Cafe. Yep.
So I thought, you know what? While we're playing this game, I bet I can design and cut a single token for him to take with him.
Yep.
And it worked out. So here we are. And he liked it so much, he said, you know what, Carlos? Make me all 20.
Yeah.
So that's where these came from. I now have Arc Nova tokens.
Mr. G's wants to know, where's the Beans and Dice Etsy shop? It's soon to come. Soon to come. If the fans want it, it will be there.
And it's yeah, I've never done something like that before, so I'm not sure what it takes to do something like that. But right now, I'm just doing it for fun.
Mitchell says, Carlos, just print the entirety of Arc Nova rather than buying a copy. You could just print your own version.
It's kind of what I did with Radlands.
No, pretty much. Yeah, you bought the bare minimum stuff that you had.
I bought the retail copy, but then I cut out my own playmats. I cut out my own tokens.
That's funny. Yeah.
I cut out a whole box insert setup.
You can start making your own games, and I hear there's a market. You can resell those online.
Yeah.
You get in trouble for that. But
I think so.
Yeah, a little bit. A little bit.
Whole games. Like create a whole
exactly.
game.
Yeah, you can print out a whole thing of Monopoly, start selling Monopoly online. Beans and Dice Monopoly. How about that?
There we go.
Yeah.
So that's Arc Nova tokens. I made some leather Blood Bowl tokens. I mean, I've always wanted leather Blood Bowl tokens because for me, Blood Bowl is a football game. You got tossing the leather around, right?
Yeah, sports, yeah.
And so I made these out of natural thick leather, and you can see they're etched in there with what they are. So you got your blitz tokens, you got your ball tokens, you got stun tokens and prone tokens, and it's all made out of natural leather. And what's cool, it's naturally tanned leather. So over time, as you play this and your oils get on it and you use your fingers to rub it around, it'll start to really just wear in and almost like a baseball glove. It'll just pick up its own patina. I'm just really looking forward to seeing what these look like in a year or so after playing with them for a while. Yeah. Leather Blood Bowl.
We could start raising our own cows, and then we can
eat them
and
etch them.
Yeah, etch them. Yeah.
Not in that particular order.
Etch them and eat them? Eat them and etch them. Well, I hope.
I did my first clear acrylics, so I made some markers here. Us old guys in Blood Bowl, we have trouble determining which figures we've activated. So having an arrow to point
it's a big
which
arrow.
ones are facing which way
okay.
to remind you.
I guess so. It's not on each of the characters.
No, it's just you put it on the side of the board, and all my guys that are facing that way have already activated.
Okay.
So I know that, and then as the next
round,
you move it. Goes, you flip it around, and then as I flip them back the other way, I know that they've activated.
Gotcha.
This idea came from Michael Fortino of Armada Games, so I made him a very special one, specifically out of the acrylic with his Armada logo on it. So you can see here, it'll say activated and has the Armada logo on it.
Might actually even show up better on the yellow down here.
Oh, yeah, it does. Look at that.
Probably.
But then, of course, I had to make some with the Beans and Dice logo on it.
Oh, yeah, nice.
Yeah, because Beans and Dice on everything.
Yeah, of course. Yeah. Anytime you're doing something, you might as well slap a Beans and Dice on there.
Why not?
Yeah.
You know? Brand recognition.
I agree.
Merchandising.
Beans and Dice, the
you get a star
lunchbox.
if you can tell me what that was.
Beans and Dice, the lightsaber, the flamethrower. The kids love that one.
Yeah. That was who? Ay, Dios mío.
Oh, the character
Mel Brooks.
Yeah,
Man,
Mel Brooks.
Mel
Yeah,
Brooks.
for sure.
So awesome.
Yeah.
So that's us.
Is that the show?
That's the show.
That's the show.
And I got to toying around with this, but I was able to etch my brother's silhouette on a lighter that him and I had shared that I got him for Christmas before he passed away. So just kind of doing some stuff for the family that way.
Yeah.
Memorializing family members that we've lost. There you go, Wayne. Spaceballs. You win a dice tower, Wayne.
Hey, Spaceballs.
Ding, 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 ding.
Spaceballs, the lunchbox. Spaceballs, the T-shirt.
You win a Beans and Dice branded product. I'm Carlos.
I'm Rob.
We are the Beans and Dice podcast, a podcast about
how we
making
game.
laser cut stuff.
No, how we game.
Oh, how we game.
And bling games and do stuff. Yeah.
Thank you so much for joining us. We had a ton of folks in. We still got a ton of folks watching. I can't even believe that after hours we still got y'all watching. I hear y'all talking about BGA, so let me join y'all in the chat and see what y'all have going on. We will catch you soon. Have a good night,
everybody. Watch for watching.
Thanks for watching. Bye, everyone.
Outro.
Do, 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 do. Beans and Dice podcast.
Podcast.